Hello, welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We're taking on a Japanese player here, and we're gonna use Altina. Finally, we're gonna get our first swing or first shot here at using Altina, and probably the last of her bonus week, since after this is gonna be Leon. That's up next, and this is pretty much the perfect map that you want to set up with Altina. No dancer to really worry about, so we don't really have to worry about anyone sneaking behind and taking out any of her units, which is great. Pretty much just gonna set up Altina to tank this, and from there, we don't need the pots since this is the last match for the week. We're just gonna see how Altina does against Crom and this Lilina legendary. I'm pretty sure she'll be fine. This Corrin is plus 10, looks kind of scary, so didn't want to go in with any ranged options because I don't think I have anything that would have beaten that. Probably a legendary Crom would have been a good counter option. Maybe, not sure what would have happened there. Although Crom pretty much kills everything, so probably would have done the same thing here. But we have Altina here, so we're going to go ahead and use her just to see what the outcome of this matchup is going to be. The bonus doubler on her isn't like 100% necessary. I could probably swap that out for an HP seal, which is probably what I'll do once her bonus season is finished, which is like an extra 5 health plus defense and res is probably what I'll go for. Maybe attack and res, I'm not sure. But
in position.
Stats on stats on stats, and Altina is probably going to clean sweep this. I'm not going all the way up just because there's no reason to get hit with a triangle attack from Crom, even though I'm pretty sure he won't be doing very much damage, because if Shez is doing no damage against this Altina, then I'm pretty sure that Crom will probably be in the same boat. Could have probably tanked this with Ather as well, but I'm not like the biggest fan of this legendary Ather, primarily because of her bulk. She doesn't have the most bulk. Yeah, I mean, she can tank a hit, but she doesn't have the bulk to really tank the way that Altina can. Perhaps if I had her at plus 10, I'd probably have a different opinion, but unmerged, she just isn't really cutting it. She dies quite a lot to probably like a Brave It or just like a follow-up attack, so not something that I was particularly interested in terms of just having her tank things. I did have her as a lane bait option in terms of like if I was playing against a cav line, I'd use her in that scenario, but
of course.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons that I didn't really use this team very often this season. Yeah, I'm just not very confident in Ather's ability to tank. I know that she's pretty good. I mean, I've seen people use her to good effects. I just don't have very much faith in legendary Ather. But Altina, I believe in Altina. Altina can do quite a bit here. And with the support from Gateau and Lumira, the AoE here from this legendary Lilina should be pretty much nothing. This Robin here is probably going to be annoying to deal with since she has the Pavis here. So I don't think I'll be able to hit through. Maybe I'll get to 46 on the second hit. Let's see. 11. That's peculiar. I didn't actually check her kit. Probably need to figure out what's going on there. Lilina should attack now. There's the AoE for 3 damage. That's crazy. 3 damage AoE, and it literally doesn't even matter. We're gonna heal back all of that pretty much. Yeah. Not only does she heal in combat, she heals after combat as well. So that's just the perfect synergy there. Even though 14 isn't really enough these days, because you're pretty much taking 14 from the pre-combat damage from Occultist Strike or whatever the other variant is, plus the Flared Sparrow. So yeah, 14 is not enough in terms of just how much health you need to combat these units these days. We gotta get rid of the Bolt Tower because, yeah, the 45 is quite a bit. I wonder if I should player phase this
Good morning.
Robin here. That's not enough damage that I was seeing. Let's take this pot right here since it's free, and I'll take out the bolt tower afterwards with the toe as well. I should be able to do both on this turn. Just gotta figure out how to do so. Now, I didn't put like my thoughts together as of yet on the latest banner. That one kind of snuck up. They didn't do the well, I guess they don't normally do those for new hero banners. They just put out the banner.
Do not waver.
You know, the reveal where they give you like who's that Pokemon. They didn't do it, so I wasn't aware that the banner was going to be so soon, or a couple of days ago. What was it, Saturday, Friday, one of the days. So yeah, that one caught me off guard. But I was very happy to see Ivy in the game. Hortensia, not so much. Not a big fan of Hortensia. Everybody's kind of there are people who like Hortensia, and then there's people who just like she's whatever. She's kind of annoying. So I'm in the she's kind of annoying camp. Ivy, though, I really like her. Just overall, what she does. Very surprised that they made her an attuned hero. I'm surprised that they went rearmed and attuned on the same banner, just giving me the vibe that they want to re-release these units later on down the line as different unit types. The healing tower here is going to be annoying. Oh, that's why. Deflect melee. I'm gonna have to try to get this Robin out of healing tower range if I'm gonna try to destroy her eventually. Let's back up here a little bit. This is gonna take forever. I'm already at turn 4. Yeah, we're gonna try to back up here and continue tanking. This is probably gonna be a little bit boring. We're pretty much done here. We just gotta get rid of the near save, and then we can take out the remainder of the units.
Let us go.
So yeah, Ivy, very surprised that they went with a tuned hero for Ivy, kind of like what they did with Alfred. So you're going to be seeing at least Alfred and Ivy back on some other banner further down the line for Engage, which is good. They get to keep those cards in their pocket alongside releasing a new unit type that everyone wants in the game. So it ticks all the boxes for IS. So I kind of feel like that's the whole reason that they introduced attuned heroes, but then at the same time they could have, well, no, ascended heroes don't do the same thing. And you don't want to release too many rearmed units, because then you have to consider like, because for attuned heroes you can't inherit the weapons for attuned heroes onto other units, but you can for rearmed, but not for attuned. So it makes sense that the perf weapons they basically created a whole new unit type just so that they could keep the perf weapons on their engaged units and keep them limited, because I feel like they're kind of running out of units to put on these new banners. So we're probably going to be seeing a lot more of this attuned stuff going forward, just to create some more
end of the road.
What's that? I don't know what you call it, but just so that we have more things to pull for. The pool is getting a little bit shallow, and they are not interested in releasing anyone from Tokyo Mirage Sessions. So unless they release a new game in the next couple of months, which they could do if they want to, and they still have Warriors, I believe. Typically they do Warriors for every game, so I'm thinking they'll probably do Warriors for Engage as well. So that's something else that we can look forward to, maybe next year probably. But in the meantime, I guess this is what we have to look out for. I am concerned though about how much power creep, skill creep, whatever you want to call it. It feels pointless to pull on older banners now, because everything is just like useless, it feels, as soon as a new banner comes out. Yeah, I mean, the skills are there so that you can upgrade your older units. Looking at this latest attune skill, we have the one that gives you guidance now for flyers, so you can give that to Halloween Anna, and she's just going to be a monster with that, with the miracle and obnoxious. But why would I do that? Why not just give it to the new Rosado, and he can pretty much do the same thing, plus he has true damage reduction as well. The only difference is that the Halloween Anna is a dual, no, not dual, harmonic unit. So, you know, they get that extra score or whatever it is that they get from being harmonic, but there really is less and less value in some of these older units, if you ask me, especially if you're plus 10ing them. Like, I'm looking at my plus 10 Ascended Merida, and she just can't do anything. She's not fast enough, and to top it all off, she basically dies in one hit these days because of, like, chip damage, then plus the actual damage from whatever it is that's attacking her. She's just not able to survive, even though she's like completely maxed out. I don't know, man. There's really not much else I could do with that unit to make her any better than she already is. So the game is heading in a very concerning direction. Yeah, plus 10 units feel like they just don't matter anymore. You're probably just better with a one-off. I don't know if that's what they actually want to happen. Like, they want to, but it seems really bad from a profitability standpoint. You've created a situation where people don't have to pull for old units anymore. They kind of just get them if they want them. And that wasn't the case before. But let's go into the defense replays and we'll continue. So yeah, we're going to do the defense replays here because, as I said, defense got absolutely wrecked this week. I think I only won like one match. Everything else is a absolute devastating loss, pretty much at the hands of Winter Edelgard or some Gale Force play. As you can see here, we had 2 wins. The one win for the first one was the defense from last Dark Season. I forgot, well, I didn't have the new defense ready yet, so I didn't swap it in time. So this defense did pretty well. Okay. Yeah, so it did pretty well here because they didn't realize that Tina was going to do the thing and steal the buffs, and this Edelgard pretty much got murdered here. Even though they could have initiated on turn 1, but it would have probably been bad for them if they had done so. They didn't have, I don't think they had enough to clear the traps. And then Medius is going to come in here and finish the job. Here comes Medius. But I would have lost a lot of lifts because Embla, as you notice, whose bonus isn't on this defense. So I had to change it to something else that incorporated Embla, which is what I did. But yeah, the defense just got absolutely obliterated. Zelgius in particular got his butt whooped in pretty much every single matchup by Winter Edelgard. I gave him Slick Fighter just to reduce the effect of penalties and, you know, stuff like that. But man, I don't, and also so that he could be able to quad. But man, it really didn't help. He was dying to the follow-up attack. Yeah, it just didn't work out for him. Also, this Asker has the follow-up denial effect, which meant that he wouldn't have been able to naturally double or naturally quad if it is that he didn't meet the speed check, which he often didn't. And I was really depending on the guaranteed follow-up from Slick Fighter to have him try to quad Edelgard, and it's failing here because he is not faster than this Edelgard.
Prepare to bleed.
He gets really close, and if he's able to quad, he'd kill, but one hit just is not enough, man. And you're going to see that happen over and over again in these replays here. Zelgius just crumbling. It's a good spot there to initiate from. This replay here, they pretty much just got wiped. Nothing really significant happened aside from them trying to tank with Corrin, and that's just not going to work out here against Legendary Camilla. This setup here wasn't particularly done right. Very nice air here, but she wasn't really the focus of this match. And they ended up playing it out, and that's how I was able to get all the kills. But trying to tank here with Corrin just was not ever going to work. Yeah, I was saying that I don't know what I would do to make Ascended Merida any better than she already is. There isn't any B skill that I could give her that would improve her ability to tank things. Unless there's gonna be some B skill in the future that incorporates flat damage reduction into these God Swords, kind of like with the new Rosado. Unless they're going to implement something like that on these infantry units, it's going to be very difficult to, you know, have them be good again, because they're just taking way too much damage for them to tank, and it's kind of sad. I invested in that Merida because I actually wanted to use her, one of my favorite characters in the game, but it just didn't pan out, unfortunately. This is a Gale Force play here, but he ends up misplaying quite heavily here, so he doesn't get the pots, but he still takes the win because he has enough merges, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, very nice play here. Again, Zelgius just failing here because he dies in 2 hits, dies to the follow-up attack, so not quite sure what to do about that. If he was able to hit the quad, or at least hit 3 times before the enemy was able to counterattack him, maybe he could get the kill. Some type of potent effect like with Marth, that new emblem Marth has, but yeah, not a good B skill for Zelgius. And I don't think you can give it to armored units, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's just going to continue here with his Gale Force and pretty much clean off the rest of the team. Now, the thing here, this defense isn't actually a bad defense, it's just that because Zelgius kept dying, there's always going to be an opening. Typically you win against either far save or near. You win with either your far save or your near save. Typically, you want your far save to be strong enough to survive whatever is coming at them, so that's why you usually go with whatever is the strongest, and right now the strongest is Byleth. Although I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with Mer's bonus season just yet. I may or may not run her, I don't know. We'll see what happens there, but I think this pretty much cements the Hardy Fighter B skill for armored units as pretty much the best thing once you're able to set it up. And I think that's probably what I'm going to have to do. It's just that Zelgius isn't the best at running Hardy Fighter, so I mean, he can do it, but the Lightless Luna is just such a pivotal skill for him. It does so much that letting it go just feels like a waste for the unit. Other option would be to get Brave Edelgard, but why bother? Why bother? She's an old unit, you know? Why bother get Brave Edelgard? And this right here is kind of sad here. Peony actually survives the combat here against this Byleth because he doesn't get his special off he doesn't get the pre-charge for his special in player phase. So Peony here +10 surviving the new winter units like a champ. There you have that. Wow. Yeah, man, as you can see here, just absolutely demolished. Nothing but failures. It's fine though. I mean, at least, you know, just looking at it, you can see what the problem is, and it's just a lot of Edelgard stuff, and it's just not something that I can actually deal with currently. Definitely gonna have to go the Hardy Fighter route, which is unfortunate because there isn't really a blue unit that I have that I can successfully run Hardy Fighter on. So that's a shame. I mean, I could go back to Hector, but Hector dies to so many things, you know? Maybe Gilliam. Gilliam might be the play since he has the damage reduction on the first hit, so I might consider that. Yeah. but then also you need your unit to be able to revamp into Hardy Fighter after they get hit, and the best way to do that is to have like a Brave effect or something. So I don't know, man. And then the team wasn't doing very well with chasing down the enemy units, so there's that as well. No one really wanted to tank this either, and the few people that did tanked it with Altina, and I actually can't kill Altina. Like, I already knew that I wasn't going to be able to win that matchup, so yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be pulling for that Ivy, specifically because of that Altina problem. Well, Altina won't be bonus anymore. Yeah. So yeah, but anyways, I'm still going to be pulling for that Altina just to see what I can do in terms of winning some of these matchups. And I'm going to see if I can pull on that old banner as well, the one with the that Claude is on, Wind Tribe Claude. I'm going to try to pull on that one that's currently out as well, so definitely going to be wasting a couple orbs, but we'll see how lucky we can get. Dimitri here also almost dying to Zelgius here, but just not quite enough. Sucks, man. Man, that sucks, but yeah, it is what it is, man. And then they're able to run all the way away, so the team won't be able to chase far enough down, and that's pretty much that. But I think overall it was a productive week because of how much I was able to learn in terms of the matchups against Winter Edelgard, and just seeing how Altina works for myself. Very happy I was able to get like a copy of her on like the second to last day before the banner ran out, so that was good. I think I'm going to give up on the Ephraim. He kind of just looks like a side grade to Ninja Zelgius, so I'm probably just going to give up on that idea, especially because it doesn't really look like you're supposed to be changing his B skill for anything else. I guess you could probably make him into a far save, but no counter disrupt is kind of where it's at, so I don't know if you really want to be doing that. And here's the matchup against Altina that I was referring to. She just doesn't die. Yeah, she has too much res here, so the sweep doesn't take place for Leon. And then Chez here is going to come in and not do enough damage. One, because of color matchup, and two, because Altina is just that tanky. Not enough damage. Even if I wasn't running the Marth effect, it still would only be like 8. And she'd still be able to kill, so yeah, man, just not quite enough. Can't even blame Embla for this. Embla wasn't the problem here. Just didn't have anything strong enough to really take out this Altina.
My turn.
Could have went with a couple of AoEs, but there's really no point in doing that. In any case, what was I saying? Yeah, the units from the banner. So Ivy, I really like. Rosado looks pretty strong. It's encouraging in terms of, it looks like they're trying to make some way for tanking, to bring back tanking. A flyer isn't necessarily something that I'm interested in. I'm not a big fan of flyers, particularly, but we'll see where they go with it. And then who else is on the banner? We have the Hortensia. I wasn't really like overly concerned about getting the rearm staff. It does look pretty strong, but it doesn't really do very much for me personally. Because the only healer that I would give it to is my Emran, Emeria. I don't really know how to say it, but yeah, she already has like a good enough staff that it wouldn't really make sense for me to fodder Hortensia for that. So not a lot of value there for me in that regard. So if I'm pulling on the banner, or when I'm pulling on the banner, I'm really just pulling for Ivy and to see if I can get copies of that Soaring Guidance skill. Even though I'm not very high on it, I think having the guidance in the C slot is probably better because of that no follow-up. No follow-up is very, very good. People sleep on it quite a bit, but yeah, it's very good, and it will continue to be good until that Diamond effect starts, just getting added more and more into the game, which I don't foresee happening quite that much just yet.
Without mercy.
But yeah, we'll see where we go in terms of the game mechanics there. Mavir, I saw his GHB and he looks fantastic. They gave him like all the juice. His art is really good. His weapon is actually also pretty busted. No Panic and Hexblade as a start of turn support buff. Very, very strong there. Although I don't think I'm going to be building him. I'm not a big fan of slow axe scavs. Until we'll see what they do for Dussel's Refine. Dussel's probably my favorite, or the only one that I would consider building. So we'll see what they do there. But they gave Mavir a very, very good weapon. I'm very surprised that they made him a GHB with that strong of a weapon. It gives us some type of inclination in terms of what we can expect with these engage units moving forward. I don't think there's been an engage unit so far that hasn't gotten
Thank you for everything.
a powerful, aside from the demotes, which I think we only had 2 so far. But yeah, aside from those demotes, there hasn't been an engage unit that didn't get a strong perf weapon. So they're really looking to go all out with the engage effects. So that's positive to see. But this banner, as good as it is, I think Ivy is really the only thing that's on the banner. I'm probably more looking towards what's to come after this, like the spring banner and stuff like that, to see how powerful those units will be. Yeah. Not a lot of things on this banner excite me aside from Ivy. Yeah, nothing else. This is just Bull Tower and Ninja, and you can see what's going to happen here. They have enough actions. They're just going to sweep. A lot of rematches. I haven't been rematched this much in a long time. And it's weird too, because this is the one time that my defense actually sucks. And everyone decided to rematch me this week. So yeah, very, very interesting there. I think this is the last one, no? Yeah. It's probably the last one. Alright, so next week it's gonna be for Mortis and Plumeria, and who's bonus again? Leon, Mer, and company. Ephraim. Ooh. Maybe I could get a copy of Ephraim just for his bonus season. Maybe he'll survive Edelgard during the bonus season. Well, it'll be hard to fit him and for Mortis on a map, because one of them has to be a save, of course. So, yeah. And I can't drop Byleth because of the null counter disrupt, so
Give it your all.
I guess I'll just have to stick with what I have. Mer actually is pretty tanky. I was trying to, although Edelgard does like 1 round, as long as she's able to double. Mer is pretty tanky. I was trying to take her out with Valentine's Crom, and he like dies. Like, he really, really fails to take out Mer, even though the armor effective damage and well, that's really the main thing. The armor effective damage. He really struggles to take down Mer. I guess it kind of makes sense too, because he's not able to take down Byleth. Really what it boils down to is the fact that Valentine's Crom can't survive the counterattack from either of those units, from Byleth or Mer. So he pretty much just gets one shot and dies. Legendary Crom is able to survive because of the bonus doubler. So if I like, typically what I was doing was I was trying to get enough stats. This is in testing, of course. Trying to get enough stats on Valentine's Crom so he could survive the combat against Mer, but I don't think it's going to work out in bonus season. So if you're running Valentine's Crom, you're going to have a hard time taking on Myrrh. Myrrh's going to be pretty tanky with the Scowl effect. Yeah, she's going to be a good save, so you're probably going to need some type of sweep if you're looking to take her down. But let's look at the things that I looked at in Binding Worlds. This is a very hard unit to find. I'm very seriously considering picking that Leghorn up. I really like this Lewin. This Marianne carried me through the Binding Worlds here, but I don't think I'm going to pick her up because I don't need that many Dragon Flowers to complete her. The Altina there was actually also a really hard carry. I really want to pick up this Ashram because Dragon Flowers, but he doesn't have the best skills. And the same thing for this Celica, also just not the best skills either. And then there was the Edelgard as well, but I can build the Edelgard because really all she had was the fighter skill, the new one, and the A skill from Ephraim. So I didn't get that much that was really that interesting, but even that Crom I want. There are a couple of things that I want here just because of the Dragon Flowers. So I might go for the Ephraim, Astrum, or I might just go for the Leghorn because I think she's a good unit, but we'll see. These are the bonus units for next week. This is where I finished, although I think that might drop a little bit because I did take an extra loss on defense, but GG's, see you in the next one.